When I first came here in 2004, I actually started photographing the city right away because I had never seen anything like this outside of San Francisco, frankly, that was just architectural eye candy. I just thought this city was fascinating. Of course, I came from Washington, D.C., where everything was colonial, colonial, and more colonial. So I was ready for something fresh. And to me, the architecture here is stunning. It is unique and different. It's contemporary, but it has traditional roots. You can put the traditional next to the contemporary with influences. I mean, then there's great signage, and all of that comes, I think, from small businesses who in Austin are particularly creative in their flair for how they present their small business inside and out. So there's a lot of really interesting signage and facades, and I just started photographing all that, you know, it was just a thing I was attracted to and always have been. And then when I moved here shortly after that, I realized that I had the beginnings of a series of photographs, because as I got to know Austin a little better, I realized that a lot of these iconic businesses were, you know, disappearing for one reason or another, not always due to development, but things were changing. And we all know Austin's a very changing city, and you know that's what we love about it, but that's all what we all love to hate about it too. So as I was photographing this whole series, I began to think, well, it's vanishing, you know, so I called it Vanishing Austin, and eventually I had accumulated about 60 to 70 images, which I am going to show here on the walls and in the slideshow database. And then I had always been thinking of a poster for it. And I've been, in my prior life, I was a graphic designer and art director. So it just kind of came naturally to me to put together this poster, and I just rather flippantly one day called it Endangered Species of Austin. And then some of the things that I had photographed really did start disappearing. So by the time I could print the poster, a number of the things were either threatened or gone. So it's an interesting series in that it strikes people on a number of levels. Some, for the old timers, they lament all the things that are gone. Some people just love the memories, you know, and they don't see it as a political statement. Some people really react to it as just, oh, these are all the great Austin landmarks that I love, and I want to have something like that in my home. And so people buy the prints, or they buy the poster, or both, you know. And it just seems to give everybody a lot of pleasure to be reliving the Austin that they love. And of course, I want them to appreciate it from the point of view of how I photograph and what my eye is like too. You know, I want them to love my prints, which they seem to, because they're very graphic and colorful and vivid. And again, I'm looking at the details. So I'm trying to juxtapose the detail of the old against the new and show things that way. I have one image of, which is not on this poster, of Sandy's, Sandy's frozen ice cream on Barton Springs. And the beautiful neon frozen custard sign, which is huge, I juxtaposed it against what's across the river, the tall high-rises, and you know, through the magic of a telephoto lens, it all compressed together, and it really kind of makes the statement. It just says it all, you know. And I have a number of just says it all kind of images, but that one is my current favorite. Well, when I came here, I'd never seen anything like the Frost Tower in my life, and keep in mind that in 2004, it was the tallest building in Austin. And it was beautiful blue. It caught the light many different ways at many different times of day, and so it became a very natural backdrop. And I used to photograph, you know, I really liked photographing a lot of things against it. It's a big icon downtown. It's kind of hard to miss it when you're trying to line up a photograph. And I photographed the Avenue Cafe sign, really not knowing a whole lot about the history of that place, because I was new to Austin. And then I came to find out that it was no longer the Avenue Cafe. It was Las Manitas, owned by two sisters and very beloved as a landmark in Austin. And it had previously been the Avenue Cafe. They had never taken the sign down. So actually I like that little aspect of it right there. And then to put it up against the Frost Tower was, you know, just kind of, to me, said it all, because it was just that natural juxtaposition of how things progress through time. And then when Las Manitas actually closed its doors, that's really when I realized, you know, this is a valuable series, and I just really love the idea of documenting what's going on around Austin and making a good image out of it, of course. It's kind of funny now about the Frost Tower. I'm now beginning to think of it as an endangered species because it's not as tall as a lot of the other things going around. But that'll be another poster for another day, yeah. Well, first, the thing that everybody has noticed is just the high-rises coming along. And they definitely changed the skyline. I think in quite an attractive way because they're all very nicely and handsomely designed. I don't think we're in danger of becoming a canyon city like New York is, where they cast giant shadows across the street and it's dark half the day. So I guess at first I may have been a little offended by the scale. You know, but at the moment I think the scale is all kind of coming into a natural proportion because some are taller, some are not, and it has really brought a great vitality to our city. And I was really attracted to downtown Austin when I first came here, but what do you do in downtown Austin? It's kind of the question everybody wants to know. They love Congress Avenue, but really, if you wanted to spend the day on Congress Avenue, what exactly would you do? So I appreciate that the new buildings are coming and bringing new retail, and of course I hope it doesn't eliminate what makes Austin really special is all of our unique businesses that express themselves in such unique ways, because as we all know, when corporations come in, they have a certain color scheme, a certain look, and you know, they're not about individuality in the least. And so we need those. We should have a place for those, but we should also respect, I think, the individuality and the creativity of all of our small businesses. And Austin really likes to promote itself as a small business capital. So then in that case, you know, let's keep that in mind as we're making development decisions. I think I would just say that Austinites, I would like them to be inspired by somebody taking a look at their city with fresh eyes, because a lot of people who have lived here a long, long time don't really see things the way I see them. And I think it's just because I came from somewhere else, and I came from red brick colonial, that something like this to me is visually dazzling. And so, you know, and I like to look at all the little details, and so of course, I like recording that. And I think a lot of people just kind of walk by it as everyday, you know, part of their lives until they see it focused and presented in a way that I do. And so I would like them to, you know, look around and take pride in their city and take pride in the uniqueness and individuality. And